you have worked with eminent personalities, even with Mr. Narendra Modi, Shri Amitabh Bachchan, with James Bond as well.
It was very hard, very tough. This was a story about a cockroach who was in a restaurant. Suddenly he flew from nowhere on a cluster of ladies who were having a kit party beyond the call of duty. Earlier it should not come at my age at 66. It should come at
Definitely.
16, 17, 20 only, so that you say that I'm going to do something different now. Hit me and said, Sharma in Hindi, meri naak nahi katana.
You're watching Learning Demystified with Himani Vaishnav.
Today, to kick off an amazing journey, I'm honored to welcome Dr. Mukesh Sharma, a media veteran and the former Director General Films Division and Additional DG Doordarshan. Mr. Sharma boasts an amazing profile of skills and achievements and is known in the media industry for his impeccable understanding of how the media industry operates. Moreover, how the world operates. He was also the director of Mumbai International Film Festival 2016 and has won multiple national and international awards. He is currently the Dean of School of Branding and Advertisement, NMIMS, and brings immense knowledge, experience, and a lot of great tales of wisdom to this show today.
Hello, sir. How have you been?
I have been fine. I'm doing fine. Thank you so much. I've been keeping safe, far from the meddling crowd. I'm inside my room here in the NMIMS University campus, and from here I'm looking after and controlling and overseeing the students through their online education. What is happening?
That's good to hear that you are doing safe and you're just fine. So, how has this lockdown period for you? I mean, you must have experienced or realized some new things. So, can you talk something about that?
Lockdown period. I don't know, Himani. I have been always a very active person during lockdown. Also, I was not sitting at home. I told the university people, the VC and others, look, since I stay very close to in Juhu from the university, let me come down. I'll sit in my room and I'll work from here. So I've been working since April. I joined here. May, June, of course, nobody was allowed to come out because of the COVID factor. That complete country was closed. But from June onwards, I've been coming daily here. And I've been working from here, and I'm keeping a track of what is happening in my school.
That's amazing, sir. I mean, in the 3 years of experience where I have, studied with you, I know how hardworking you are. So I was assuming that you must be at home enjoying with your family. But then somewhere I obviously knew that you must be working, because I remember when you used to take lectures with us, you used to come early morning at 7 to take the lecture. So
Yes,
I completely understand how enthusiastic.
And for which, Himani, I had to wake at 4:30 and I do my exercise 1 hour and then my everything and then come to you. So you can imagine, and you know how old I am now, by the way?
65, assuming?
I am 66 this year only.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, your energy level is amazing. It is just equal to teenagers, I'll say.
Yeah, I want to share this with you guys. I want to leave this when I leave the world. I want to leave all this energy here.
Definitely, sir, that you're absolutely doing. And I mean, even when we were your last year batch, we enjoyed it to the fullest. I mean, I still remember the time when I was late in the lecture and you scolded me in front of the whole class, and I was like, okay. And then you told me how important it is to be on time, and that has stuck with me. And I ensure I'm on time, and it is really helping me in this business journey of mine. So
I'm so happy. I'm so happy, Himani. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, starting with, learning demystified, basically here we are coming up with different questions, different dogma. We just want to face those dogmas and understand how things are in education system. So, starting with that, so I'm sure you must have I'm not sure that you are from media background since the start. So were your interests aligned with your studies, like when you started off?
I'll give you a little background. My background, Himani, is very interesting. In fact, I had a roller coaster life. Actually, roller coaster life. I was a science student. I did my chemistry, botany, and zoology. I was supposed to, or my family wanted at that time, either you become a doctor or an engineer. So they wanted me to become a doctor. I tried my best, but somehow I was never keen. Even while doing a dissection of a frog in the laboratory, I would always feel a little jittery. I said, I can't do it. And I told my parents and others, look, I want to do something in films or media. Television was, of course, there, but very few people could reach. And then I made it a point, but then because I had botany as a subject, so I still tried to do forest service when I couldn't make it for the medical. But there I was selected in the written exam, and meanwhile I got a call from Mumbai here from Children's Film Society where I'd applied for a producer here. And I told my parents, let me go there. My brother was here at that time. I'm talking somewhere in 80s. And then they agreed to cut the long story short. I came down here. I joined. For 12 years, I was with Children's Film Society. And I was lucky to have worked with masters like V. Shantaram, Dr. V. Shantaram, the doyen of Indian cinema. Kedar Sharma, he was the Raj Kapoor's guru. Satyan Bose, who made the comedy, India's top comedy, Chalti Ka Naam Gaadi. And so many directors I had a chance to work. And during this period, I also made directed a film for which I got the international award. And the film took me to various places across the globe in the 80s. I also did a co-production with Mauritius government, which I initiated and for which I won the national award from the President of India for the best children's film for the year 1990, Operation Pink Pigeon. And then, of course, 92 through UPSC, I got through television. Broadcasting was not then opening it up in the country, private channels. But I said, let me go to the public broadcaster. Until 2017, I served with Doordarshan. I started at the junior level and I reached practically the top level. And that's how it is. So it's been a long roller coaster ride for me.
Yes, sir. So just how you've mentioned that you had a roller coaster ride with ups and downs. So, when you joined Doordarshan, you had multiple roles and you had a lot to handle since you were the DG. So how was that path and the journey? Like, did you learn a lot of things on the ways or you were already prepared to take things ahead?
To tell you the truth, Himani, when I became the director in 2000 of the Doordarshan Kendra Mumbai, I was actually jittery. I was not sure. One, it is a Marathi channel. I don't know the language.
Yeah.
The only strength I had is I was a filmmaker. I knew how to make programs and better programs what DD was making at that time because most of the people in DD had come from radio. So for them, two people would sit, face the camera and talk, as if they're talking to the camera, not to each other. But I had come from films. I knew the cuttings. What's the mid shot? What's the close shot? What's a long shot and things like that. So that strength of mine was there, which connected very well with the technicians in the Kendra. And they said, if this guy knows the language, the grammar of the film and television, we will be able to do something. And second, I never interfered in what they wanted to do in the local culture. I said, look, you can do any program, but I will present it. I will market it. I will, put around it so that I can bring it to the people in a fashion. They should not say, hey, it's a DD program. So that's how I was successful in bringing a lot of new events, programs, and also I took the revenue of the Doordarshan Kendra to at least multiple folds. I don't have to tell you, it was nearly 50 crores at that time. And I also won the Best Kendra Award from the Vice President of India in 2001. That was the first time they started DD Awards. So it was quite interesting that way because, as I said, I never interfered with the thing and I let them grow that they want. But I said, I'll work like a stick. No, a stick is a plant. It is built in already. You put a stick and the plant then helps to grow up. So yeah. I did that. And that helped me to bring about a change in the entire broadcasting sector, public broadcasting.
So, like how you've mentioned about your journey and you never interfered in things that, you aren't sure of or you were doing your thing in a right way. So, like if you see the current generation, the youth that is entering into media and the way they are consuming the information, do you think there's a predominant mindset to how people are, consuming the new information that is coming these days?
Yes, the problem is that now the news is being manufactured, which is wrong. Yeah. And now also earlier when there was one channel only, okay, it was showing government side or government's viewpoint. But today with nearly 400 plus channels on news alone, we really know who is telling the truth and who is not telling the truth. I would not name the channels, but recently, one of the journalists was arrested of a particular channel. and he was taking side of the government, and the other channel was taking side of the opposition. So this is, the news is not consumed like this. You and me as viewer, we are going to be totally confused where to what is correct in the country happening there. So that is why you, as the younger generation, it is very important for you to ensure that whatever you bring out through your network, through your channel, it must be upright. And I have been always, I advocate that uprightness is very essential for news. You leave it to the viewers. You don't have to decide that, hey, you are wrong or he's right. You say that, look, X did this, Y did this. I leave it to you. You decide among the two. So that has gone, but can't help it now because so much. That's why we have seen recently the INB minister, Mr. Prakash Javadekar, who is also otherwise known to me very well, has come out that we are going to now, have a sort of a censorship, I would say, or a control or a regulation on the social media. So you have to be very careful now, whatever you're going to put up on news especially, and on other platforms similar to that. Which is today, anyone is blaming anyone is accusing anyone is cursing anyone. There is no check balance, anything happening, and which is very wrong.
Yeah, like how you've mentioned about the things that have been happening in these certain months that have been really haywire, and a lot of news are being, tweaked in some or the other way. Not
Yes.
mentioning the news channels, of course. So apart from news channels in general, how students these days are perceiving information could be, how they are looking at things on taking a new job or taking a new internship. Do you think there has to be some specific skills that they have to work on, or are they lacking something? Like, what are your views on that?
Imani, what happens is, let us first see in the current situation. The current situation is the COVID situation.
Yeah.
Right. In this COVID situation, as it is, everything has gone for a toss. Everything has gone back. The GDP, the growth,
Yeah.
manufacturing sector, even. Now, in the entertainment sector, I would say there are 9 jewels. And if you remember, I've been teaching about those jewels. There is a cinema, there is a television, there
Yes.
is a VFX animation, there is out of home, then there is digital, live events like this. Now, if you see anything where there is a crowd, there is live events or cinema halls, PVRs, they're gone for a toss. Nothing is happening there. Nobody is
Yeah,
visiting
absolutely.
there. Right? So what is blooming at the time is OTT platforms. 1, digital platforms. 2, television. 3, like this. So what I suggest is, and because there is a lesser number of platforms now available, so naturally marketing and branding is also affected. When there is no outdoor happening, you will not find any outdoor media.
Correct.
So somebody who is incurring expenditure on that outdoor is now not doing it, putting it somewhere else. So right now, as I told you, you guys will have to decide whether I should be producer of the content, or I should be marketing and selling the content, or I should be in the technical knowledge of the content. Right? First, you will have to make up your mind depending on your strength and weaknesses. Once you have made up your mind, then of course, I would say that right now, digital is the in thing. We really do not know when will the whole thing come back.
Yeah.
So on the digital platforms, whether it is news digitally, or whether it is filmmaking digitally, or whether it is music, or whether it is anything else, you will have to ensure that you find a place there. And for which I said the content creation is right now for you guys. YouTube is a good platform to start with, or any platform where you can connect with people immediately, instantly, on socially. But producing a content, my dear child, it is not easy. I've started a new YouTube channel. I don't know if you have been following it or not. Kahaniyan Anokhe Andaz Mein. That is how I have named it. You go through it, and what I'm saying is the stories 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I narrate it. My strength is my language, which is Hindi, my mother tongue.
Correct.
I ensure that when I tell that story, you are connected to it like your Dada Dadi used to tell you stories when you were a child. And suddenly it picked up. So you also look up at what is your strength in production of content? What is your strength in marketing and selling of content? And then work it out. It should work. Why it should not work?
Yeah, so like how you've mentioned about, choosing the best skill that you are good at, and then excelling
Correct.
that particular skill and then taking it forward. So yes, I completely agree with that, which is what even I have been trying to do, and I'm trying really hard to make sure that I'm excelling in those core skills of mine, and it has been it has done wonders to me. I've got great opportunities, like ups and downs are obviously there. So talking about ups and downs, is there any particular learning that you remember from your childhood apart from the school learning, like something that has been with you for a very long time?
See, basic traits like do not steal, do not speak the untruth, be honest. These traits in our times where they used to say, but we, as we were, I would say, kids who had just come out after the independence. So a lot of liberty was also there. We are also very excited that we are in a free nation. Our parents were not in a free nation. So I still remember a small incident. I was in the second standard, and my father, of course, he was not, he was just an ordinary government servant, and our salaries and all that were also not very high. So everything was accounted for. Whatever monies were there and whatever expenditure was happening was budgeted. I remember, and I was put in an English medium school, and naturally there were, students or my colleagues who were better off. So I used to like toffee chocolates. So once it so happened that I stole, I think, from my father's wallet about say 2 rupees or 1 rupee. That was a big amount. I think 1 rupee. And then I went to college and I spent it and all that in my little kindergarten school or second standard, wherever I was. And when I came back, my father, as I said, had accounted for everything. And then he asked everyone, my other brother, sister, siblings. He said no. Then he asked me. And naturally, the parent can find out whether. And I got one slap on my face, and I said, yes, I did. He said, why? You don't get to think at home. I said, I know, but I like this. He said, if you like this, you should have asked for it. I said, yes, I made a mistake. So that night, nearly, I think, 100 toffees or chocolates were brought in a jar and given it to me with this condition that no one is going to eat except him, my no other sibling. And I was eating and crying. Okay, I made a mistake. I'm sorry for it. So this is how the punishments were given in the earlier times. But that still holds with me. So since then, I decided not to steal or not to say anything which is wrong. Let us speak the truth. To hell with it. Whatever happen. And that is why I said my life is a very roller coaster, and my job also. I was very blunt. I would say this is wrong. We should not do it. My bosses would not like it. But it so happened I never got a good boss. Let me tell you, Mani. But I was a very good boss to my juniors. I always ensured that they should not have that feeling what I'm having all the time. And that worked for me.
Yeah, correct. So, in fact, even from your question arises is how you've mentioned that you were from a science background and then you entered into the media industry. So, but now what the current generation feels is it is very important to focus on one particular skill or one particular subject and go ahead with it. But how you've mentioned that your life was a roller coaster. So since like being from a science student to getting into media and now into education, there has been a lot of changes. So do you think apart from the schooling and the college education that we get, it is important in some or the other way to focus on skills or practical knowledge?
Apart from practical knowledge, Imani, I've been saying also that reading is very important.
Yeah.
Reading, whether you read a story, read a book, read newspaper, watching, if you're a media guy, watching television, watching films, classics, which have some meaning, because all that will add to your mind, to your mental network.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know from where something will come out and help you out.
Absolutely.
What I'm finding today is because of so much of WhatsApp and SMS and all that people are trying, nobody is putting efforts to learn new things or to understand things how they are. So unless you have a good vocabulary, good grammar writing, good understanding, you will never be able to bring out things original. Why you're not getting very good songs in these times, what you had in 60s and 50s or 70s for that matter? They were original songs. If there were 10 distinct film music directors, they were very distinct. But with the music, you could say, oh, this is X, this is Y, this is Z. Today, it's all hush up. You really do not know. In fact, we make a joke sometimes, at least on the older generation, today it's like the curry has been made, and whatever masala you want to put egg in it, you want to put curry, vegetarian, or you want to put chicken, curry is there. The basic tunes are there. There is nothing original coming out. Hardly one or two comes. Not the numbers they were coming there. Because what I'm saying is that because of so much of technology around, so much of help around, you're not using. Do you know something? During our times, today I'm talking to you here right now and doing everything in our times. You make a film roll and come out and really do not know what we have exposed till it goes to the lab, till it is processed, and then we see that, oh, this is good or this is bad. Today on the video you can see, no, come on, we do it again. Oh no, we do it again. So you are not putting any efforts. Earlier the director or the filmmaker had to have the picture in the mind. So this is what I want. And that's why you had such classics made at that time. Because somebody was putting, when I made my film Anokha Aspatal, for which I got the international award, believe me, for nearly three months, in fact, I put on records one of my blog, how not to make a film. And what are the reasons you should not do it? Because the way I did it, of course, it was a different story, but still, it was very hard, very tough. So what I'm saying is you have the tools today, you have everything in your hand, but that doesn't mean you stop reading books. That doesn't mean you stop thinking. That doesn't mean you stop making your own writing. Today, cut and paste is the exercise. You bring and you make it. No. So unless you read, see what happens. वो कहते हैं हिंदी में 7 स्वर हैं. गाने उन्हीं से बनने, म्यूजिक उन्हीं से बनता है. सारे गा मा पा धा नी सा. There is nothing else. So you can be original if you have the basics clear. So my request to the younger generation every time is पढ़ोगे, देखोगे सब. Do you know at this age also, I just finished the entire Urdu series, 500 episodes of 1 hour each. That the Turkish series. I must have finished at least during this lockdown. I must have watched, if you ask me, nearly 1200 to 1300 episodes. 2000 hours of programming I must have watched. How much it helped me to be in tune with the times. So I am prepared to be in tune with the present time. You don't want to be in tune with the past time, which is, that means you have to see what has happened.
Yeah.
You must see all those programming, what has happened in the past, so that history teaches you a lot of learning.
So how you've mentioned that you've been watching new series to be in tune with the current times and the current generation. Do you think apart from the standard things, let's say for example a degree that we are pursuing, there are much more things apart from that, like how you mentioned reading, watching series and observing different things. So do you think that adds a lot of value to who we are and how we are gonna make an impact in the world or would be doing or excelling in the job? So do you think it is important apart from those school activities and college activities?
Yes, that's why we call those extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Those extracurricular activities must continue to remain with you. Whether you are a sports person, whether you are a thinker, a writer, whether you are a singer, or whether you are a painter or an artist, because that helps in your creative thinking. I like poetry. I write. So something, you see, everyone is a born, I would say, content producer. Everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah.
It is just that, are you able to put the right key in the lock and open it up? So that's what I am saying. Everyone, you have to do that. And then, yes, it is going to help you in so many things in your day-to-day thinking. And also something what we call in my parlance is beyond the call of duty. When I was in the job, I did so many things beyond the call of my duty. My duty was 10 to 5, but I would do things which were beyond 10 to 5. It doesn't mean extending and working time. Beyond is, okay, this doesn't concern me, but no, I must try and see to it or it helps others. Also, it matters where you are working, in what setup. At the end of the day, if you can improve the social strata of people, if you can improve the society as a whole, you are doing good, whether private or with government. So that also, you cannot just say that I'm making money and that's not just good enough. Money is, everyone can make money. I'm making a lot of money now. In fact, I'm paying more taxes what I was paying when I was in the government. But what will I do with that money?
Yeah.
So that satisfaction from you has to come, Himani. And the earlier it comes, it should not come at my age at 66. It should come at 16, 17, 20 only, so that you say that I'm going to do something different now.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you have said. We are at an early age. We are in early 20s or mid 20s, and now is the right time for us to do something for the world, for the country, to bring impact. Could be just in the educational system, or could be in media industry or any other industry.
Yes.
But it is very important for us to upscale our skills rather than just focusing on the academics and just focusing on the numbers that we are coming up with, the
Yes.
scores
Yes.
that we are doing. So that's how even Shrek's learning started. In the lockdown
Yeah.
period, I was just
Ah.
like me and my co-founders, we were just looking after different courses that were coming up on different platforms, and we were wondering like there's practical knowledge lacking. Like every course is coming up with PPT slides where they are explaining
Yeah.
those terminologies and different things. For example, psychology, they were talking just about those terms in the psychology, and I was like, how are students going to apply this if they are not even taught how they can use it in the longer period? And that's when it's like that it is really essential, and lockdown is the correct timing since every student is sitting at home working from home. So this would be the right time for us to push that particular agenda where we are supporting and promoting practical knowledge as well. Like theory and practical goes hand in hand. If we don't know the basics, we're not going to go ahead, and if we don't know how to imply it, of course the basics wouldn't matter a lot. So that's how even Shrek's learning started, and I could see changes. The students that are enrolling for the courses are suggesting and commenting and helping us understand what exactly they are looking out for, because in the end it is important for us to understand what our consumers are looking out for, how they're responding to the content, how
Yeah.
they're responding to the information that we are sharing. So talking about those information, like how I read about you in certain interviews that you have worked with eminent personalities, even with Mr. Narendra Modi, Shri Amitabh Bachchan, with James Bond as well. So, like in this whole journey, did these people play an important role in some or the other way in your life? Did they add some
See,
sort of value?
no, Himani, it was like this. The names which you took, I just
Mhm.
merely met them. I never worked
Okay.
with them.
Mhm.
But the one person which really changed my thinking, my life, who really worked with me was Dr. V. Shantaram.
Yeah.
Because he selected me to be what I was at that time, and I was from an ordinary small town, Lucknow.
Yeah.
And out of the lot, he selected me and said, Sharma, in Hindi, मेरी नाक नहीं कटाना. मैंने तुमको इतने लोगों से लिया है. I want you to be honest and hardworking. Nothing else I expect from you. You are a young man. You will do so many mistakes, but these two things don't do. Means don't less. Be hardworking and be honest. And I remained with that, and I continued to do that. And during my course of journey, that I met so many people. I worked with Shwana Azmi very closely. I worked with Jaya Bachchan very closely. In fact, Jaya Bachchan was more like an elder sister to me. Amol Palekar, till date, he is in touch with me and he calls me that. In fact, I remember when I was applying for Doordarshan in Children's Society, he was supposed to clear my thing and forward it to the ministry. But he said, look, today I'm forwarding this. Tomorrow you are in Doordarshan seat. I will be coming to you for work. I said, no, sir, aisa mat boliye, aisa nahi aisa hoga. And believe me, when I was a director of DDK Mumbai, once so it's happened that Mr. Palekar came for some programming and something. And my PA made him sit for 2 minutes and I was shouting at him. I said, why did you do this? He proved me wrong. And I wanted him to sit for a minute even. I said, just open the door and let him be, even if I'm busy. So they are the people, they worked with me, and they till date, they remember me for what I've. In fact, there was another interesting episode I remember, which I put it here. When I used to do, I used to act also, by the way. I was an
Yeah.
actor also. I did a
Yeah.
couple of films at that time and television. And once it so happened, a tele play, I was playing a male lead and I was doing in Bombay DDK. Before I joined DDK, as an actor, I used to come there. A new director had taken over at that time. And I knew that director. And I was very excited to meet him. He had come from Lucknow. His wife was my dharam sister, Moholi Behan.
Mhm.
So when I came, his PA did not allow me to enter. He said, sir is very busy. I said, but I know him. He said, so what? Do you have an appointment? I said, no, I don't have an appointment. He said, then I won't allow you. I said, but tell him now. Please tell him I'm Mukesh Sharma. And I was just hardly 24, 25 years old. He said, no, sir, no. I said, okay. And I came out. As I came out, I just saw the director's door directly next to his door. I just opened it and opened, and I saw him. I said, Arey, you, bhai sahib, you're there, you're not busy. He said, no. Who told you? I said, this is telling me you're busy. He said, no, you come. I went there. I sat with him. I said, but why was he stopping me when you're not busy? Well, he is just a, a Nandi of the Shiva temple. There is a Nandi sitting outside always in the temple. Don't worry about him. I said, okay. Now this happened in 86, 87. Come 2000. I become the director. The same PA is there. And I come to him and I came to join. And I looked at him. He never realized that I'm the same man. I said, your new director. He said, he's one Mr. Mukesh Sharma. I said, well, I'm the one. Oh, sir. I said, don't worry. Just come inside. I said, Mr. whatever his name was, I don't want to take. I said, Mr. So-and-so, remember, from now on, nobody is going to wait outside for a minute, for a second. Anybody wants to come, we are not doing anything in idly. We are a public servant, we are in the public, let them come. If they can sit with me, they want to sit. I don't want to sit outside in the corridors. Two, I told even at the gates, I said, this place where Mr. Mangeshkar, Lata Mangeshkar, where Asha Bhosle, these are the people who come here to meet us. So I don't want any confusion there. Baba, you call me, I'll come at the gate and I'll receive them. Make this place, a user-friendly for the artists for this. And believe me, Himani, in 5 years' time, the entire channel, 400%, this rise, 600%, that connectivity issue, this, everything was settled. Because I was just a human. I did not behave like a boss. I never behaved. Yes, I was leading them from front, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean, this leadership quality is really needed, because only then the new people, the new generation gets a chance to keep their opinion, and we never know, they might be the coming up with the best idea if executed.
Yes.
So yeah. So how you mentioned about this small memory of yours, it makes me understand again that you are someone who never stopped. I mean, nobody could stop you. You were always that I want to grab this opportunity.
Yes, Himani, you have hit the nail. You have hit the nail. Yes, I will never stop till you prove me that I am doing something wrong. I would like to do that. Even I remember meeting people. In fact, this remind me another story. During my Children's Film Society's career, I was also selected in NFDC, National Film Development Corporation, as Assistant Manager Finance at that time. And I so remember I went there to join that post. It was in Dalamal Towers in South Bombay. And again, I will not take the name. The manager sitting there, he made me sit for half an hour for no rhyme or reason. I decided, I said, if this guy is going to be my boss and if he's going to behave like this, how will I work? I came back to my original Lagnan. My boss said, you did not join. I said, no, I did not join. Why? I said, but then I said, to hell with it, I'm fine here. I would rather take 1 paisa less or 1 rupee less, but my comfort level is here, I'll work like this. And it was good that I did not do, because then there was other openings coming up. And as I tell you, time is something which is in my genes and genetics. I get upset if I'm not on time. Ask me anything, I will always be. You said 2 o'clock today, 3 o'clock, whatever time you gave, I was there.
Yeah, sir.
So time is one thing which will help you to be more disciplined in life. And discipline, as I heard recently from someone, is more like a muscle. The more you use it, the more it becomes strong.
Absolutely, yeah. So how you mentioned, squeezing every opportunity that came in your way, and you tried to squeeze the best out of all those. And of course, the ups and downs in a way help you to, get better and better in what you do. So let's say if you were to start a new career on today's day and age, which core sector would you pick and why would it be?
I would pick up media only. For one reason, because this is the only sector which never opened up for so long. Okay, there was one channel, couple of cinema halls, few filmmakers, few actors. Today, it's a plethora. It's a huge network, and there is a huge space for everyone. And also, everything is at your beck and call. You know a little of everything. You can make your mark, but your background information has to be strong.
Yeah.
Your knowledge has to be strong. Only then you can, like for example, if I am stuck up in this small room here, right, and I am creating a programming, I must ensure that the programming is able to lure you, is able to keep you, intact, or keep you in touch with me, doesn't let you go within this room. So I'll create such content. So that is your, that is how you learn from your limits.
Absolutely.
But as I said, for media today, there is no limit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are so many different opportunities opening up in media industry. I mean, there was a time when there was nothing like bloggers or bloggers, and now they are getting
nothing.
So that's an amazing thing to see.
Very well. Yes.
Yeah, and in fact, they are respected. Just how celebrities used to come to television shows to promote their films and songs and music. Now they are also coming on YouTube channels and promoting it. So digital media is going to expand, I'm sure, for next 5-10 years. It is going to boom like anything.
Yes, definitely.
So,
but as I said, the more people are in here, those will only excel whose knowledge and command of the language and whose presentation, their skill, all that who excel will only be able to come out before people, or make a stamp.
Yeah, since you have in background from studying science to getting into media for public service, and then now into education, you've been teaching from a very long time now. Do you see some sort of change in the way things are perceived by people in general, or do you see there's a change in the media now and then?
Yeah, media has changed a lot, as I said. What earlier used to be a single television station, Doordarshan, which today that it has changed a lot. Even the production of content has changed, presentation of programs and news and everything has changed. And I would say all that has changed for better. But then so much of technology is happening that is bringing about a change. What I am trying to say is, with limitations, when we were able to produce so much good programming in the past, with so much of support today, why can't you excel here? Why can't you better shit than what was done earlier? I'm not saying all the program was good, but if you compare today with the programs of the films which were made in the past, they still hold the fort today. So that is there, but I see only that there is no shortcut and no substitute for hard work wherever you are, whether it is. But media needs a little, because it's a 24/7 job all the time, unless you have that what we call the polarization. You need to be polarized all the time with what you want to do. When I was making my film Anokha Aspatal and shooting in Kanpur Zoo, for a month I slept on the floor. I decided, I said, I'll sleep on the floor. I will finish because I could hardly get 4 hours or 5 hours of sleep. But in there also, I need to have my mind and everything working. I was there, an actor in the film. I was the director of the film. I was the producer of the film. You understand? And I was the only person who was alone there with the group of people who were all outsiders, because they had signed an agreement, and I was supposed to give all this information to Dr. Shantaram and ministry and others. So imagine me alone and all of them outsiders, and still I could manage to bring the flock together, make a film, and this I used to do for so long. In fact, can you imagine, I must have produced at least 30 to 35 feature films between 1980 to 1992 in Children's Society, Eastman Color 35mm. They are there on the recently I saw my own film. There was something like 25 million views of my film, which never happened at that time.
Yeah, so like even in the education field that you've been teaching, do you think the current generation is lacking behind, and is it because of the education system that is there right now, or why are the students facing confidence issues, or why are students not learning beyond what they are taught? I mean, they don't take initiative to learn more than what they're asked for. So do you think it is because of the education system in India, or are there any
no, Himani, I would say education system, let me not blame. I would say that there were other things. What has happened in present generation, the connect is very small.
Yeah.
You want to do so many things at one time because you are doing multitasking all the time with a phone. I take a phone from you and then you are lost.
Yeah.
You really do not know what to do. You can't even calculate with your own hands. If I ask you what is 55 are, you will look at my face. Whereas I will tell you till date because I've been taught there. So much of leaning, I would say you're taking a leaning on the technology so much with that little phone of yours, which is the smartphone, which has everything at your beck and call. Nothing is happening. And there is a theory, Darwin's theory, use and disuse of organs. Please understand, read this theory, which says that, the humans he used to, no, you haven't. The humans used to have a tail like a monkey, like anybody else. But gradually, because the humans did not use it, instead of tail, they used their hands. And they used to sit. Millions of years, the tail vanished. But still today, there is a small vertebrae at the last vertebrae, which is the tail. Humans used to have another vestigial, these are called vestigial organs. That was, what is that? Sometimes, I'm forgetting, which is inside the stomach and it gets swollen up, inflammable appendix, which is known as appendicitis. So all these organs, if you're not using them, similarly like this, if you're not using your brains and if you're not using continuously helping, and you are all the time dependent for even calculation or even everything here, how do you think you'll be able to create something original?
Correct.
Today, in fact, I feel that I have lost so much of original thinking today. I also fall on it, but then I blame my neurons also, because at my age, I think I would tend to lose some gray matter like this, some marbles. But I feel that this, in fact, we did a program, I don't know if you remember in DGMC, that why are people leaning so much on smartphones and technology? Why can't they leave it for some time, 2 hours, 3 hours, and just be on their own? Go out in the open, look in the sky, look at the trees, look at the birds, look at the dog, look at the street. How many of you go out and buy vegetables and fruits, tell me? Or rather, how many know how to buy? Forget anything else.
Yeah. I mean,
my own kids, I've seen, they are now, of course, much older than you, but whatever he will give, you will take. He will try and put on the worst first, so that let it go. Today, you ask me, I know how to do that. That is an art itself. So all these things are missing today. You just give a phone call, Amazon guy comes and delivers it where you can't even, you can choose what you want.
That's the major
So
reason why, during this lockdown, people are facing issues, how to cook, what to buy. So I'm sure people must have learned in this lockdown period. So
yes, cooking must have happened. Cooking, yes, a lot of cooking should have happened.
So like
Learning
how
in cooking.
in this lockdown period, everybody has learned and experienced new things, and I'm sure people have started getting comfortable from working from home. They are starting up their own things. They are coming up with new ideas and plans. They are learning more and more. So do you think this lockdown has been a boon for us in some or the other way?
Yes. See, everything has two shades.
Yeah.
It is a boon is this. Family were never sitting together. You wanted to call someone, he is busy, too much busy, very close friend of yours. Even if you call him, he is busy. Suddenly you say, what has happened? He has become a top notch in a company, and today you call him up, he's sitting idle. Lot of film people whom I knew otherwise are busy. Today when I call them or they call them, oh yes, how are you? Oh no, the day before yesterday it was Hirani's birthday, Rajkumar Hirani's. I called him up. And you are, Mukesh ji, kaise ho? I said, how are you? Otherwise, he was so busy, genuinely, that he had no time to take a phone call. So that thing has happened. But again, everything has happened within the four walls. You on your own coming out, or you are doing things, leaving this technology for a minute outside your domain and trying to understand, take a book out and try and read that. Not that you can't read on a Kindle, but again, opening a book and smelling the smell of the book it's a different act together.
Yeah, absolutely. Like reading, so from the the conversation that we have had, reading is something that is very important, which I have understood this from a very long back. When I was even in the college, I used to spend half of my time in the library reading about Ogilvy or reading about how journalism is in and out and how things are happening, how to disseminate the information. So do you have any points on how to disseminate the information that is coming towards us, not just news per se, but any information that people are consuming, especially the millennial generation and the Gen Z generation? Is there any way on how to look at things that will help?
See, yeah, I got it. If you are smart enough, there is something saying in English, try to read between the lines.
Yeah.
When I say try to read between the lines, is that what is hidden in those lines which is not written there. So you may get false information, you may get other information, you may even in subtle way they would try and motivate you or give you a direction. I have more list of people whom I have unfriend from Facebook than I have friends. Or people who try and give. Here you talk about things I don't want that Himani is doing bad or he's doing right. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the typical Indian mentality, people are trying to curse each other, trying to say something. So these are the things which I would not like to be promoted or to be done. That is one thing, especially during these times. And rest is as long as you can use the medium. वो कहते हैं ना कि everything has two aspects. You can. We have a saying in Hindi, बातें हाथी पाइए, बातें हाथी पाओ. कि आपकी बातों से ही राजा आपको हाथी इनाम में दे देता है. अरे यार इसको हाथी दे दो इतनी अच्छी, और आपकी बातों से ही कहता है इसके सिर पे चला दो हाथी, मार दो इसे, इतनी खराब बात. So it depends on how you want to, and everything, as I said, will go back. How depth is your knowledge of things. पढ़ते सभी है, नॉलेज कितनी आई आपके पास पढ़ने पर, कितनी ग्रास्प की आपने, कितनी took it along with you, how much you have put into practice, all that becomes a part of your DNA later on.
Yeah. So, like our audience here right now is majorly, millennial and Gen Z generation. So, is there any specific advice related to learning or dogma you would like to, you would like to break any dogma that or a misconception that every student has these days? So, would you like to put some sort of, highlight on these points?
See, misconception in the sense today, as I said again, as long as you are leaning on technology, you know everything,
Hmm.
which is not correct. Ek minute ke liye just, it's like I give you clutches to walk. You know,
Yeah.
if you don't have you can't walk, and if I remove them, what will happen? You try and fall down, but you still try to walk, get up, do something.
Yeah.
So that means you will try to be original to come back to normalcy.
Hmm.
That normalcy is, I'm just saying that try and see if you can bring out while keeping at least the smartphone. The smartphone should be used only when it is, or rather used all the time, but most of the time, if possible, just keep it. Just forget. You need to reply right now. How much likes have been there? How much? I to do it when I'm saying all this at my age, but I can afford to do it now
Yeah.
because I don't have to do anything else. So I suggest that is one thing which is you have to come out and again, as I said, reading newspaper. If you remember in the classes also, I've been telling you,
Yeah. I do.
because that is the only place where you might get correct news, at least correct information.
Hmm.
If you are confused as to what is right and what is wrong,
Yeah.
newspaper, unless it has a leaning, like today Indian Express is not for government. It is most of the time against government or upright.
Hmm.
Times is mostly trying to be, goody on the side of the government. So not saying, at least not saying against government,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
you may not get the right thing. So you'll have to read again 2-3 newspapers to get the right information what is happening. And as a young adult, it is it's very important for you to be abreast of everything what is happening around you in every information, but don't collect it from one source. Don't be dependent on one source. Try and get as many sources as possible and confirm, and then you apply your mind.
Basically, think
And this
beyond
can happen
what
in
we
anything.
see. Like
Sorry?
thinking beyond what we see in general, like observe
Yes,
more and
yes,
read
yes,
in between the lines.
yes,
Yeah, got your point, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for
okay.
this wonderful conversation that we've had, and I'm sure the audience would love it. And just to end, I just want to end on a good note. Just the last question that I would like to ask. While I was reading about you, I got to know that you were promoting girl child education a lot, and you also partnered with UNICEF. So, how was that experience and journey? I mean, was that you were
See,
waiting for that moment?
what has happened was this was sometime in 2003 or 2 or 3 when I think UNICEF approached us or we approached UNICEF. I'm not remembering that. We thought that there are girls who are finding it difficult to be educated, but some of them have even got education in difficult times in spite of the fact that somebody's father was just a sweeper, somebody's father was a carpenter, and these girls were all over Maharashtra. So I told UNICEF that if you can pick and choose these girls, at least 9, then I can weave a program around it, and I would call it Navjo, and I will release this event during the Navdurgas, where the monies are there in the market, and I will try and get 9 top ladies of this country, women, who will then sort of felicitate these girls. And that's how I viewed the whole program. And SBI, I went for partnership, and I remember they also said we'll put some monies in the account of these girls so that when they grow old, they can have. So this is how, the only thing which I couldn't do it, I should have followed with this. Where are those girls now? What happened to them after that? After 2. So UNICEF did continue to do it, but as you know, once you leave the office and once you are transferred or posted elsewhere, then not necessarily anybody and everybody should continue with the work what you have been doing. They may say, well, this was all useless, let us do this. So that's where somewhere we lost it out. But good thing was whatever we did was seen by the James Bond Roger Moore, and he was the brand ambassador of UNICEF at that time. So he flew down especially from Delhi to Mumbai to have a lunch with me at the Grand Hyatt. And I sat down and he wrote, I remember my new friend Mukesh Sharma on the Grand Hyatt table where we sat together. And he was all happy, and we had a long interview, long chat with him. So this is how you get your reward when you do something different.
I'm sure those girls must be at a better place because I remember
I am sure.
in
Yes,
that
yes.
in that particular show, Miss Aruna Irani came and she
Yes, she was
broke
crying.
down. She broke
She
down
broke
that
down.
even she couldn't afford and proper education, and she
Yes,
somehow learned via dictionary and learned the whole
yes.
English. So I remember that clip of yours. I recently watched it. So do
Uh,
you feel that this was your calling in some or the other way, public service and getting into media?
Public, no, in media I could have been a commercial broadcaster also. There were also a lot
Hmm.
of offers at that time, but somewhere I thought when I can do something good to the and to the people, and to let me tell you, you do commercial broadcasting or anything else for money.
Yeah.
And from as far as monies were concerned, apart from government salary, I was quite comfortable,
Hmm.
because in my own parlance I used to make a joke. You become rich in our time only two ways: either you become an outlaw or you become an in-law. Now, when I got married, my wife had sufficient properties and everything, so I had not to worry about the monies. I said, it is all in your name, but at least I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
So that's why I did. I said, then let me continue with the broadcasting which I'm doing, and let me see what help I can do. And I did help during my 5 years of tenure in Maharashtra. A lot of people in Maharashtra all over around. I used to do a program phone in. Nobody did phone in programs at that time. And those phone in programs, I used to help people. I started, hello doctor. This was I started till other channels started. And let me give advice, because we are very powerful. Sorry, telephone I can produce. So all this helped me to continue with my faith for public broadcasting. And I always say that, which I must have told you in the class also, a public broadcaster caters to the citizen, whereas a
Yeah.
commercial broadcaster caters to the consumer.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I
the
do
difference.
remember. So yeah, I mean your journey has been amazing. So I mean I still look up to you for a lot of reasons because I've seen you, personally indulging in how students are doing. You sort of motivated each and every student in the class. I still remember you used to ask, why is the student not in the class? Call him up and ask, is he fine or is there something wrong? Why can't he attend the lecture? So few things have stayed with me, and I'm sure I would love to pass it on to a lot of students and to a lot of people working with me and in my team. It is going to help me a lot. So do you have anything for me
I
or
would
the
say,
family or
yeah,
something?
Himani, last but not the least, I
Hmm.
would also like to add, we must, especially the young generation, must learn to respect the people, especially
Yeah.
elderly, even if they are
Yes.
poor, even if it's a security guard. I remember recently one of my student wrote me a nice letter. It happened, I was monitoring the class through, when they were having class. And
Yeah, yeah,
during that, I I told them an incident about my own security guard who is here. And for something, I was calling him, hello, security, hello. And then I realized I should be calling him by his name. Why am
yeah.
I calling him like this? So I went up to him, I said, sorry, आपका नाम क्या है? He said, so Jha. I said, Jha साहब, जरा मेरे साथ आएंगे? Now the moment I spoke, हाँ साहब बोलिए. Then he became friend, साहब आप कहाँ से, मैं कहाँ? Immediately we got. So she said, I did the same thing, sir. We used to go for he said she went to a hotel for dinner with his father on his father's birthday. And she said, I made it a point to talk to the security guy on the gate who saluted us, and then he said, yes, sir. Then I went back and said, आपका नाम क्या है? He said, so and so. So he said, okay, thank you very much for helping me or for helping us out here in this. He said, madam, 6 साल में पहली बार किसी ने नाम पूछा है. Thank you. It makes a difference.
Yeah, it definitely does. I
You
mean,
understand? It is
hmm.
कि मीठा, मैं बोलता हूँ मीठा बोलने में, प्यार से बोलने में कुछ नहीं जाता.
Yes,
You
I
you
mean,
can be
even,
you can be strict, but you can be firm.
yeah,
You can be down to earth. You don't have to be downtrodden. कोई तुम्हारे सर पे पैर रखेगा, हमारी never allow that.
yeah,
लेकिन yes, मैं झुक के बात करती हूँ, सर बोलिए क्या बात है? That is how it is. तो
yeah,
ये
yeah.
सारी चीजें gradually if you start using in your lifetime, you will find the change. You will find people suddenly flocking you around you like a magnet. यार ये थोड़ा different है.
Yeah, I mean, respect is something, what I have
Yes.
experienced in this very short time is that it is very important for us. I mean, and it comes naturally, honestly, the way, we take things, it comes very
Yes.
naturally, be it security guard, how you've mentioned, or maybe some company's manager or CEO. It is very important to respect each and every person, because we never know what they will teach us in some or the other way. And I have, like, being from a family background where even I have a lot of people who are into teaching, so I have been seen in my whole family that we sort of respect each and every person. And even if it's maid, I mean, I was very close to my maid when I was in my primary section, and
Yes.
when she left, I mean, she got very old, and when she left, I sort of cried, thinking that why is
Crying.
she
I know.
going?
I know.
And I'm
Yes.
still in
Yes.
touch with her. Touch wood, I'm still in
Yes.
touch with her, and she still
Very nice.
remembers me. She'll still give me nicknames, and her blessings, it does wonder. I mean, the
Yes.
current
Yes.
generation may not be believing in the blessings and
No,
respecting
no.
that. It's
This
very
all
important.
this helps a lot. At least it
Yeah,
makes you internally tough.
yeah,
If you ask me, the same girl I remember, she asked me, "Sir, this is all fine, but if somebody is rude to me all the time, what should I do?" This she asked. Right? I gave her a very simple reply. I said, "Look, everything depends on the nature of the person or being."
yeah.
Then I told that little story about a scorpion. I said, एक बिच्छू पानी में गिर गया था, एक साधु उधर से आ रहा था, उसने अपना हाथ डाला और उस बिच्छू को बाहर निकाला। जब बाहर निकाला तो बिच्छू ने ठक से डंक मारा, वो गिर गया, फिर उसने निकाला, फिर डंक मारा, ऐसा 3-4 बार हुआ। एक आदमी उधर से गुजर रहा था, उसने कहा, हेलो, अरे यार उसको क्यों उठा रहे हो, तुम्हें डंक मार रहा है, उसको छोड़ो मरने दो। उसने कहा, नहीं 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 नहीं, उसका नाम बिच्छू है, उसका काम क्या है, डंक मारना, वो मार रहा है, मैं साधु हूँ, मेरा काम क्या है, बचाना, मैं कर रहा हूँ। सो अपनी जगह दोनों सही है।
Yeah.
She said it helped her so much to understand that. She said, मुझे बुरा नहीं लगता, आपको ऐसा बोलता, हो सकता है उसका फितरत तो ऐसा बोलना,
Yeah.
why should I feel bad? And never react, बच्चा, never react, always be responsive. You understand? Response में time लगेगा. Another interesting story of my cockroach, if you read my all stories, if you share in your campus with your people, na,
Mm-hmm.
this was a story about a cockroach who was in a restaurant. Suddenly he flew from nowhere on a cluster of ladies who were having a kid party. He sat on one of this, and she immediately reacted. And she reacted, the whole group reacted. And the cockroach flew down and said, and it flew the glass, the tray, and everything. And it flew the third lady. And there was a commotion, a total in the restaurant. And finally, it flew and sat on the waiter. The waiter did not do anything. He just stood there like this. Then he picked up the cockroach and like this. The difference was he was responsive. They were all reactive.
Yeah.
So when you are responsive, things will settle down slowly. Don't worry. Okay.
That is one good takeaway for me personally, to rather be responsive than reacting immediately.
Ah.
So yeah, then that is going to help me a lot.
Because every action has its, as per Newton's theory, every action has its opposite reaction.
Yeah.
So there is no point of being reactive. Be responsive.
Got your point, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for having this conversation.
So I would suggest that in your platform you should look for these stories. There are very good stories. All stories have a twist. On my and it is called as कहानियां अनोखे अंदाज में. मुकेश शर्मा, कहानियों का अनोखा अंदाज. Today I have put an interesting story about एक ऊंचा सुनने वाली बीवी की. I'll sum up with that lastly. एक आदमी बोला, अपने सोचा कि यार ये मेरी वाइफ जो है, या तो मेरी बात को अनसुनी कर रही है, not listening to me, or she is hard of hearing. So how to find out? So he went to his friend who was a doctor. उसके कहा, भाई मेरी बीवी मेरी बात नहीं सुनती, मुझे को लगता है आजकल. बोला, हेलो, एक काम करो, एक छोटा एक्सपेरिमेंट है, let's do that. You go back to your house and around 30 feet distance, you try and call your wife. If she responds, fine. Then go a little at 20 feet. Again call her or ask some question. Go, if she can't go to 10 feet, then like this you will come to know whether she's hard of hearing or she's not listening.
Yeah.
Okay. He found he was in a room and wife was in the kitchen cooking something. So from here he said, honey, what are you making for dinner today? No response. He went to another 20 feet. Hi, honey, I'm asking, what are you making for dinner today? No response. Went to 10 feet. Hello, खाने में क्या बना रही हो भाई आज? No response. Then he went back behind her and patted on her back and said, खाने में क्या बना रही हो? She looked at him and said, 5 बार बता चुकी हूँ, चिकन बना रही हूँ, चिकन सुनाई नहीं देता है क्या? You understand the problem?
Yeah, I do.
हम दूसरे में problem ढूंढ रहे हैं, जबकि problem is with us.
Yeah.
That is.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So
Thank
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. Thank you so much, sir. It was
And,
great
and God
talking
bless
to you.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.